Hey y'all, what's going on? So, let's talk about some shit. Just talk about some shit that's going on in the news and shit in particular. Thank you all whoever sat through the whole 56 or 58 or whatever minutes, almost an hour long video. And I was just talking to Brittany about this, but it ain't in me not to mention it. It's the comment on there that somebody came back. First they said something about my nose ring, how, your face too fat for that. Constructive criticism, hey. I feel that because I want y'all to tell me. Because a lot of y'all was like, no. And then some of y'all were like, okay, I like it. But then that same person, one comment down was like, you're boring. You're boring now. And it kind of gathered my spirit a bit. Not that I feel like I'm boring, because I'm never going to stop being me, and I talk about what I want to talk about clearly. But it just kind of got in my spirit, and I was like, well, maybe it's because I'm not talking about enough shit that's going on in the world, and I'm going to pay it as that. Although your ass has been ejected, but you tried to show out. Anywho, I felt the need to say that. Y'all, and I know I'm looking like a green bean. I wanted to try my Dasha green and really give it a run and try like a green look or whatever. And I don't know. I love this matte feeling. This matte, not feeling, but the matte texture to it or whatever. But this one is called Envy Me. And it's Dasha. And at least it's showing up true to its color. Can you shut the door? Anywho, so y'all, let's talk about this shit. Now today, I get a multitude of shit every day, and I find that some of the same people that share things with me share with others that I enjoy watching myself. I love the fact JT, shout out to Real, I believe it's Real Access, shares his stories and his blogs and all that. I really gotta listen. If you watching this, please send me all information so that I can share it in a video or whatever, just to let more people know about your blog and all of that. Cause honey, it be some real tea over there. Here, some real brewed loose leaf tea here. Anywho, so we kind of get this story didn't come from JT, but some people that do like talk about the news and this and that and other, a lot of times it'll be, the same person that's following us all and, will share it with us, So, okay. So a while back I was shared like early part of last week, I think it was, about the woman in Detroit. Now y'all, here we are again, but this time I'm gonna hold it down. I'm gonna hold myself together and I'm gonna hold this shit down. Okay. The bitch that had the kids in there, and I do believe it said that the babies had been in there, like the first child was killed over a year or some shit like that. And then after she killed that child in such a brutal way and then killed at that time, I believe 14-year-old, but had other children. And I'm trying to understand, like, it's such a sick, fucked up ass thing. Like, we already know that the bitch, now see, this bitch is an evil bitch. Like, this ain't even about sick. Like, when I looked at her, I knew right off, the feeling I got from her is that she was just evil. She was just an evil person. Just evil and ornery. It was nothing there in her eyes. The bitch was just gone. She was evil. Okay? But as I went on and I looked at the story and read it more and did some more, kind of research on it, she has other children, and basically they were split. She had two by this one, two by that one, for instance. And I don't know, y'all, but something is in my spirit, and I pray that this child that finally did come and tell everything that went on, because one of the kids that was left alive was made to put the daughter inside the freezer. As the way it's said. But I can't be the only one that feels like something strange about that. I mean, of course, the whole shit is strange, but I don't know, y'all. I had this feeling like, and I hope that I'm completely wrong, and this child is just so, I know, traumatized and all of that, having to deal with that. And it could be that the child did it hoping that mama won't kill me. You know what I'm saying? And it could very well be that. But there was a sparkle of me thinking, was this child okay with it? I mean, you know, it just, I don't know, y'all. It just shook me. And then they showed one of the sisters or something in one interview I watched, and she was like, I said, you could have gave the kids to me or whatever. And she just said, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry. You know, she just kind of like, what? But it's as the way the sister's demeanor is, like, if my sister did some shit like that, I would just be boo-hooing about the babies being gone. At no point do I think right away, instantly, as it happened, that I would be straight-faced and without a tear. Like, I don't know, something just got in my spirit. Like, what the fuck's wrong with this family? You know, and that's just me. Y'all, you know, did y'all feel, I mean, if you seen this, did you feel some kind of way? Like, possibly all the motherfuckers was evil. I'm just saying, and like I said, clearly, with the child who was made to do that, she could have done that out of fear, you know, hoping that mama won't kill me. And that's definitely a huge possibility. And given that they knew that their brothers and sisters was in there, and y'all, I just can't. With that said, let me also mention this, because how do these children, okay, so I'm assuming she said, because at one point they said that one neighbor said, well, we thought she was homeschooling. And apparently she did take them out for homeschool. Was the bitch doing their homework and shit? Because I don't give a fuck. Bitch, if you say you homeschool and you got to do that, you have to go by this, and this, and turn things in. If they not homeschooling, they are in school, bitch, your kids have to be accounted, honey. And after so many days, they going to be sending folks for that ass. I know here in Kentucky, your children miss out on that. You can get the fuck locked up. You know. And I'm like, how did the neighbors, and they said she had an excuse every time when she was asked about it, but how did her family dismiss not seeing them children for all that time? Nobody. And this is why I say this motherfucking family is cuckoo and a motherfucker. Like, for real, what you mean? The child never? Like, you know, it's just, something's lost in that shit. Like, I don't understand it. And it just made me think, you know, this whole family's fucked up. Because how can you not, as a sister, something like, chicken, where is, I ain't seen her in a year. What? Honey, y'all ain't ready. It's just something that's in my crawl about this shit. And I don't know, but y'all tell me, you know, of course it's horrific, and God rest those babies' soul. And she had did things like, ultimately, I believe she strangled them both and put plastic bags over them and, you know, burnt them with curling irons on the back. She was just a sick, evil bitch. She was an evil bitch. You know, she's just evil. It's nothing there but evil, you know. And it is what it is. Please do not give me the mental shit. Please don't. Just don't. Now, moving on into some other shit. So, I'm watching my girl Lovely. And she, I'm going to leave the link for this. She did a story on, does she call it Ratchet Ass Florida? My favorite state, Ratchet Ass Florida, or something like that. I just think I just enjoy her channel. So, and apparently in, Florida, wherever, I believe it was Florida. Apparently a young man of the age of 14 got burnt with an STD that he couldn't get rid of. Now it's either herpes or, you know, HIV. So apparently his family felt some kind of way. He was burnt by a 16-year-old. Okay. They decide, we going over to this motherfucker. That's it. How this bitch gonna just burn you? The whole family gonna go. You know, and this took place in a, you know, public housing or whatever, you know, projects or whatever. So, first it looked like two ladies is kind of trying to square each other up, and they get to bop, 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 you know, and they fighting for real. Ain't no mother, you know, they getting it in. Then, the whole motherfucking, looked like the whole field just broke out in a fucking fight. Looked like the whole damn projects. The ones from over there was fighting the ones from this one. Y'all, when I tell you, men was at one point, it was young men that were hitting women, honey. Grown ass, older ass, you know what I mean? Fighting and kicking and stomping and, y'all, that felt like hell. And I'm like, what? What? Okay, he got burnt, but, you know, and I guess the young lady didn't reply right, or her mama, or whoever it was. What was you expecting her to do? What was she supposed to say? Let me just suck the virus back, or whatever the fuck he got. When are we going to address the fact that his young ass is out here raw? Let's address the fact that both of them out here fucking first. Can we be mad about that? Then can we address the fact that they are out here having unprotected sex? Then with her 16-year-old ass, why are you dating a 14-year-old? Then with his family, why is your son dating at 14? Can we address that before we even get to the burn? Because there's a whole bunch of other shit that's going on. And I know that we live in a different society where kids are fucking so much early. Earlier, should I say that? I said vulgar. Yeah, I did have a love to say that. I was vulgar. Okay. And it really wasn't love. It was that same person who was fussing about whatever about the beheading and feeling some kind of way. It came back with a different name and, you know, that whole shit. It's a whole lot of things we could address in this situation. Like, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, bitch, that should be on down the list. Yes, he got burned, but honey, we're going to need to, y'all, they are shading the fuck out of Indiana. HIV epidemic in Indiana. They are shading the fuck out of them, which is my next story. And we can just go into that shit because I got MSNBC on and I just got to turn down. Okay, so apparently they trying to make this law where businesses can basically, this religious right can say that we don't want to serve because of our religious beliefs. Now this fucked up ass senator, whatever the fuck he is, he has been trying to pump that shit like he's right and he's wrong as hell. So he was on MSNBC talking about you keep pressing this rhetoric and this and that and other. Bitch, you're trying to say that it's solely made for that. Let's be clear on what it's made for. But given the fact that we're talking about Indiana, it could also be a double hitter. It could also be religiously, we don't believe in serving blacks. Trust me, Indiana has always, like Clarksville and stuff like that, we don't even fuck with that. Because it's always been a racist ass state as far as I'm concerned. With that being said, I will include Illinois. You know. But he wants to say, you're trying to make it into something else when it's not that. Bitch, then what is it? This is what I mean by you want to pretty it up and add this and add that. And some people, I guess, need to hear it that way. But say it as it is. Since you standing in your shit, stand in it and say, I am not willing to feed the gays. I'm not for it. I don't like gay. Say that. Come out your mouth and say that, because this bullshit you trying to peddle about, it's for a different reason. It has nothing to do with that. Bitch, you got to be fucking kidding me. I mean, you know, everybody has their right to believe in what they want to believe in, but this is discrimination. However you lay this shit down. And as soon as we say we okay with this discrimination, bitch, they gonna be telling us we got to go on the back door. And I know they got me fucked up. So I'm saying, you know, it has to stop and we have to stand. If you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for any motherfucking thing. Trust me, and I know it's a bunch of bitches laying down right now because you motherfuckers don't stand for a motherfucking thing. You just at a stalemate in your motherfucking life. You ain't believing in one thing, one or the other. And you don't believe that one thing runs a thread to another when it comes to discrimination, when it does. It really does. Now, whenever I talk about things like this, without fail, I'm going to get several emails telling me that I may be a little bit more passionate about this because of my, because of my children. Bitch, you would be right. But with that being said, it's not that I'm not already sensitive to it, because like I said, when you start picking and choosing who the fuck you want to serve, it's not going to be but a minute before we revert back to the bullshit of we don't have blacks. Oh, you can work for us. Oh, sit your ass back there. You do that. Now, fuck that. In any capacity, I am not here for it at all. And whatever businesses, which is already some with the NCAA going on, y'all, and Louisville went down yesterday. Lord, the cards went down. But anywho, they have came out and said, no, we're not for this. And believe it or not, babies, there have been Republicans that's like, we pulling our money from there. We can't get behind this. It's not like they all really give a damn, because a lot of times, a lot of Republicans, they ain't for that. They ain't for it. But they know that they're trying to get elected. So right now they got to stand up and be accounted. One of the bigger businesses, the Angie's List, which I love that. Like I love the Angie's List. If you local or whatever and you looking and it's real people on there leaving their, reviews on whatever service they got, it kind of helps you to find somebody for whatever service you need done. Angie's List is like, I'm going to put, cause, it's huge there and getting ready to put like 20-something million in some facility or whatever. It's like, no, I'm not going to be a part of that. No. Honey, let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck what go on, baby. One thing I'm going to tell you for sure. If you motherfucking come for the women, and you motherfucking come for the LGBT community, baby, you better know that they are going to stand up and be counted. And you're not going to try with the LGBT community, honey, because they are willing to pick it and whatever they have to do. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that they are treated fairly. As all people should want everybody to be treated fairly. You have the right. Listen, let's have this conversation right now. You can say within your life or within yourself, and you can say this. You have the right to that. Now, some might differ. I don't agree with this. I don't subscribe to this. I don't agree with it, and it goes against my religious beliefs. You can say that. But you also need to be that person that says, I don't necessarily agree with this in my religious beliefs, but they are human beings. I have a business. And how can I say that I'm a Christian, this, that, and other, and the third? And we'll deal with the evangelicals because that's what we're dealing with right now. Say that. And then in the same voice be like you about brotherhood and sisterhood, and you about people and humanity, and you about what Christ was about. You know what I mean? Like, you have the right to say it. That's not a part of you don't believe in that in your religious beliefs. But with that said, it's okay for you to feel that way. But with that said, when you begin to venture over into they need to be treated less than humans. They need to be treated this way. They are second-class citizens and these types of things. This is where you're wrong. Everybody has the right to, whatever their religious beliefs are. But when it gets to the point where it is hindering people as far as, treating them as human beings, their civil rights and things like this, you don't want too motherfucking far. And what you have teetered into now is just hatred. The funny thing is that, and I don't know if some of y'all will agree with me, but some of the most hateful people in the world are Christians. Evangelical. Some of the most hateful, judgmental people in the world a lot of times the evangelical Christians, I'm just saying, I'm not saying all, I said some, are hateful as fuck. Because they believe that, oh, I read this book backwards and forwards, and it gives me the right to hate. It gives me the right to hate. I don't really think it gives you that. I really don't. I don't get that out of that. I mean, yes, I know that there's things in there, and it's, you know what I'm saying, and it's written in stone, and this and that and other, blah, blah, blah. But I don't get that when I read the word. What I get when I think about my Lord and Savior is He is just that, my Lord and Savior. And it will only be the Father's mercy and grace if any of us get in. And you can stand in church. You can be built to church. You can be there for every time the light come on. You can be done all of that shit. And still might not get His mercy. Because none of us are worthy of it. None of us. You know, I feel like the difference is this, is I'm a sinner. And I feel like I don't have no right at all to point out somebody else's sins. You know, and say, oh, well, I just do this. But they are doing something that hold me. I'm better over here. So really you need to lean your mercy more on this side than you do over there because they doing these other things. No, I'm sorry. If you're hateful, if you have hatred in your heart, you might not be due that mercy. But on the flip side, it is not for me to say who He's going to be merciful to. I just think when we start saying that we agree with this kind of thing, the next thing will be, which has always been, because you got to know that, we'll just talk about the Tea Party and they stuff. That it's a lot of them that would love to see it go back to cotton picking days. Like, you know what I mean? Just in all actuality. So if we can get this pushed through, who's to say we can't come up with a thug law? And God knows thug is just another word for black. I'm just saying. Who's to say that they won't do that? I am for equality for all people. It is not within my realm, nor my right, nor my duties to say who can and cannot come in and buy a sandwich. And Brittany brought up a good point. She said, okay, you feel that way, then can we get a list of all the businesses that sign on for this? Can we get a list of this? Can we get a list of these businesses that you're talking about? So we don't make the mistake of going in there. Like here, we have this thing called 4th Street Live. For the life of me, I can't understand why any black folks would go down there. Although it was made in the downtown area, which, you know, is predominantly black, when they made it, it was to bring white folks back into the city, you know. But they don't really want us there. So they set up things like you couldn't wear a hat and, you know, a cap, no tennis shoes. Now, mind you, 4th Street Live is just like 2 or 3 blocks long, and it's just nothing but like venues like bowling and restaurants and TGI Friday and this and that, things like that. You know, so you don't come in your tennis shoes and, you know, it might be some silly shit like if you men wear your belts and this, fuck you. But here's the key. White folks can have their hats beltless, sagging, whatever, and never be stopped. But we are held at a different standard because it was not built for us. It was not made for us. Although it is downtown, it was in no way was the vision for it to be for black folks at all. Like we have this big thing doing Derby, Thunder over Louisville. It was not set up for us. And I'm going to tell you why. You know, I know that it wasn't. I'm going to give you one of the reasons. Whenever they have thunder over Louisville, it's like major traffic, this and that and other. You know, this is what they do. Once it's over, people who may live downtown, they have the hardest time getting where they need to go. Now envision this. You got the directing police telling people where to go. Black folks on this side that may live downtown. The hand here holding them the whole time. Because I need to get these white folks back out to where they need to go. And they will gridlock the downtown area for people that live downtown, that it shouldn't take them that long to get home, just so they can get them back home. We want you downtown and kind of spending your money, but, you know, we're going to set it up and we're going to make it where you don't have to deal with traffic. You don't have to deal with thugs and all of that, even though we said that this is all inclusive and this is a family thing. We're going to hold them so that you can have a direct run to where you're going. They do it every year. Okay. And the same thing for Thunder over Louisville. I mean, for 4th Street Live. Like, I have no desire. Why would I? For what? Because I know I don't have the kind of personality that will let me deal with that. Like, no. Not at all. It's just like here. We have a, it's been around for years. Like, it is an old institution. But it is the Penn Dentist. Penn Dentist is like social club. I kind of like if you was in a golf club or in a, you know, it's just one of those, you know, you have to be included in type of thing, and it's exclusive, you know, and all of that. And to this day, the only time you're going to see black folks in there is because they work there. There will be no black members at all. But we accept that. You know. And like I said, when you start saying it's okay and you start allowing people to pick and choose as far as like just on, they coming in and they're spending their money just like anybody else. Oh, well, you gay, I can't. No, you seem nice, I guess, but no, your money's gay. We can't take gay money. What the fuck is gay money? And as soon as they say it's okay, but here's the funny thing. So many funny things in this. That there are, I think it's like 7 or 8 states that have law like this already, and they already have this going on. You know what I mean? And it just baffles me. You know, I'm glad that, you know, the companies are standing up and this and that and other. Do I believe that the Republicans really want to stand by that? No, I don't. But I just know that, you know, with the election, they thinking about trying to get some of the LGBT votes. Now, they don't want to include you, but they want your vote. So they're going to act like they standing with you, but they clearly are not. I'm sorry. Nobody's going to ever make me believe that. It's just like I seen a video that said, when did the Democrat Party become, no, why, if you're a Christian, would you vote Democrat? Because Republicans tend to lean more towards the conservative things. So, you know, anything liberal or whatever, you know, why would you agree with the Democrats or whatever? And the funny thing is that the person that was making this video, you know, she's as black as me. Okay. And in some ways, I felt like watching her say that. I felt like, so are you saying that, you know, okay, I already know where you stand on the LGBT community, but what about the other things that the Democrats stand for? Are you against feeding the hungry and the homeless? And are you against ensuring, since you're saying, see, because a lot of you motherfuckers will take liberal money and liberal help, but you motherfuckers will stand in line with the conservatives. That's what's funny. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, so every you know what I mean? Like, really? Yeah, I have no tolerance for it. And I really don't at all. I have no tolerance for it at all. I will never, and I wish a motherfucker would. You know what? I hope a motherfucker challenge me on whether I know about when the parties changed and the history of that. Because you will be surprised, baby. And you would be in for at least a 2-hour video. Because, honey, I can take you back. Political science is something that I love and one of my passions. So try me if you want to. Please try me. Please, please. I will be more than happy to correct your ass and let your ass know, yes, I do know. And exactly, not just yes, I do know, because I heard somebody know, just really go all the way back on that ass and let you know that, you know, I know how it went down, period. You know what I'm saying? From what, yes, I've done my history on that shit. But I just, you know, I have an issue with it. And I guess all of this is for me to ask you all, you know, really, and we will agree to disagree. We will. We will respect each other and not have an argument, but I really want to know everybody's opinion on this. I mean, you know, I'm trying to plug my, y'all heard it go ding. I need to charge my shit up. But we can agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? You know, and just really know how you feel about that. Like, how do you feel about, are you okay with businesses saying that they do not want, you know, want the right to deny service to a person from the LGBTQ community? You know, he's saying that it has nothing to do with that. Then what group of people are you talking about? Who is it in their religion? Are we going all the way back to, what are we going to? What are you talking about? If you're not talking about them, everybody's not ignorant. And stop. I hate it when the motherfuckers get on there and try to play on people's intelligence. Like, bitch, please. Quit shoveling that motherfucking shit, honey. Because people have more sense than that. And I feel like the minute he decided he wanted to stand in that is the minute that the people that voted for him, of course, anybody that voted for him knew he was, you know, a hater. You know, he had hatred in his motherfucking heart anyway, and you subscribe to that shit anyway. So them people we ain't gonna, reach anyway. You know, but I think he should be just out of office, period. Because what's next? You gonna slide in there and say, well, you know, the thugs, we religiously, you should not have to let thugs in. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. From 8 to fucking 80, Doug, when it comes to that, most of the time they are talking about black folks, period. When are they going to make one? You know what? We sell ice cream. But my religious beliefs tells me that I am wrong to help her glutton and have this ice cream, and she's already a size 18. I just can't service you. I'm just saying. I'm not willing to raise my doors and have them a little taller. So I'm really going to have to not service tall people. I'm sorry, religiously, I can't. I'm just asking. I just want to know. Y'all let me know on that. Let me know how y'all feel about that shit. Anything else that I talked about or whatever. That is going on there. Oh, and another thing, y'all. I told y'all that motherfucking pilot, that it was something off with that. And I knew it. This motherfucker done killed these people. Lord have mercy. And all you motherfuckers can do is pass a motherfucking vote. I know it's in another country, and all you can talk about is how you don't want to serve the LGBT community. I'm just saying. And let me say this, because I really want to know this. Is that just for restaurants, stores, and things? Would that include the hospitals and things? So if someone was coming in and they were dying and you felt that they were, you know, by looking at them, that their orientation, by looking at them, you knew what it was. Oh, I'm not giving her no oxygen. I can't do it. My religious beliefs. See, that's some old Catholic ass shit that they pull when they don't want to give women birth control and all of these things. You know, they don't want to, we not going to pay for that. We not going to add that to our insurance and this and that and other. I ain't going into that. I'm not. But I'm just asking, will it also translate into that? Like, will you say, you gay, I'm sorry. Clearly, I could resuscitate you. But my religious beliefs won't let me do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. Does it go over into that? Are the doctors going to be able to pick and choose who will be their patients as far as, I got to meet them first. And please make sure that you put on the answer sheet, the question answer. I need to know your sexual orientation. Like, what do you like to do in your bedroom? Oh, no. You might want to go over to that one because they accept everybody. Oh, you mean a real doctor? One that's in it to help people and their patients, human beings. Ooh, y'all, I'm over. Y'all, please leave y'all thoughts below and let me know what y'all think about this shit. For those who are waiting on the little hoes of New York, I think I'm about to put it up, but I want to kind of run through it again real quick just to make sure that I remember everything. And yeah, I am going to have to start jotting some damn notes. Not that I'm going to go by the notes, but just talking points. Cause my fucking memory is shit. I hope I don't have the Alzheimer. Do I got the Alzheimer? I know how to pronounce it. I'm messing with y'all. Do I? Alzheimer. Well, maybe I don't. Anywho, y'all let me know what y'all think about that shit. I'm out of here. Ooh. No, I'm out of here. I'll talk about it in the next video. But